the, thank you, appreciate it. Thanks for putting that in chat. We're going to go through several different functions. Some of these are new features. Well, I guess all of them are new features, really. And some of them are on the web, some are on the app, for the mobile app. And I'll just go through these. I'm not going to go quickly, and make sure that in between each one of these, give an opportunity for any questions, and we'll just go ahead and get started. So I'm going to start on this TESSALink page. So this is actually a asset template that I was going to create. So what I've done is I have put together a list of assets that I wanted to put on an asset list, and they all had the same owner. So when I did my search, I did my search by owner and then chose the assets that I wanted to put on to that list. So let's say that I'm going to go to this customer this next week and perform some mobile inspections. And I want to put these assets on a list so that all I have to do on my phone or on my tablet is to go to the asset list, and everything that I know of that I'm going to be inspecting will already be there for me. So in applying that, I'm going to go over and choose my assets. And then I'm going to go to asset lists. And you can tell I've already got a ton of asset lists, but I'm going to create a new one. And I'm going to name this 8.8.24. That's the date that I'm going to be going. And I'm going to be going to Frac U World. So that is the name. Well, that's the name that I'm going to look for. It's going to, now I can assign this to, whoops, I think I didn't do that correctly. I actually want to create the list. So I'm going to go to the list, create a new list. There's my list. I'm going to do 8.8.24. I can keep this private just for myself, or I can make it available to everybody. If I make it available to everybody, then I won't be able to assign it to someone. I can assign it to myself. I can assign it to another user. So only that user would be able to take a look at it. I'll make it available to everybody. And then I want to make sure that all of my assets are on there, and then I want to save my list. So I can now go to my asset lists, and I will have on here at the very top my list that I want to be looking for. Okay, so now if I want to go to the mobile app, I can actually look up that list and use it. Now, at any time, let's go home, at any time if I want to update that list, let's say that this list now, I've got some different assets on here that I have determined do not need to be inspected. So I can remove whatever I want to from this list just by clicking on that negative sign. That's actually the remove. But let's say too that I have some assets that I want to add. So I can go to my search, and let's say that I want to add a specific item. So I could go to the asset number and put in a value. And I'm going to select this, go to my asset lists, choose this one, and I'm going to add that to the list. Okay, so now when I go, I'm going to switch over to the mobile app. And I'm going to go to look for my asset list. So I clicked on search. Now I'm going to go up here to the top right, and I'm going to click on I'm going to select my three bars in the top right. Now I'm going to select load asset list, and here's my 88 Fracky world, and it's going to bring up those assets. There's the valve at the top that I added. And if I want to do any work with these, I can just come over and make sure that I've got everything selected. Select all assets. So I touched on the select all assets button. And then if I wanted to fill forms, I could fill a form. So here is fill a specific form for selected items. I could do anything that I want to these on here. Now, let's say, for instance, now that I'm on the web, that I want to search for order number. Okay, hang on just a second. So you aren't able to see my tablet. Okay, so let me stop sharing, and then I will choose what to share. Hang on just a second. Well, that's interesting. I wonder why that's not working. Sorry for the confusion. Okay, so I'm showing my TESSALink, and when I move this over, it's not showing my screen. Okay, so neither one of you can see the tablet that I've got on the screen right now. Is that correct? Share the entire screen. Okay, I'll try that. Sharing just that window, that's a possibility. Yeah, you are right. Thank you. Appreciate the help. So there's the screen. And so I want to go back to home, and we're going to click on the search button. And then up here in the top right, you'll see the three bars. Touch on the three bars. And then you'll see that there's a load asset list. So touch on load asset list. And then there's the 88 Fracky world. Choose that. And that'll bring up the assets. So here's all the assets that you want to do the inspections on. Go to the top right again to the three bars. I'm going to select the assets. Once the assets have been selected, then you'll want to go through your list of all the different things that you're able to do. Fill a specific form is on the list. You can also do anything on here that you want to that list. So you can also, I'm going to close that out. You can also create new assets and put them on the list. So we want to See, I'm going to add I want to include anything with test. So it's going to bring up the assets that have test on that. Then I want to make sure and pin that. Come over here and I want to save pinned list as asset list. I can name that and I can name it 824 24. Then I would actually be able to go up here and to load the asset list. There's my 82424 Fracky World, and it will have the asset on it that I added to it, those two that were selected. So that's how you would create an asset list on the mobile. So we've looked at inspecting. You can do all different kinds of things you want with the pinned list once you've created it. Whoops, I lost that, didn't I? Okay, hang on just a second. Looks like my reflector disconnected. Hang on just a second. Okay. So as I said, you can add, you can remove. It's the same process as you would with anything else. You would just you would select and then unpin, select and then unpin, and then you could remove those from your list. Because you'll notice here on the top right, it has 0 pinned, and then you would be able to remove those from the list simply by going back and saving it. Now these two are still on the list because a list still exists. I don't believe you can delete a list, an asset list on mobile. That has to be done on the web. So that's for our asset lists. I also wanted to show you, I'm going to stop sharing and then go back to our TESSALink. Because we have a couple of features that I want to show you on here. The first has to do with default values. And default values are found on form templates. So you go to form templates, you can search for your forms. I'm going to use the COC attachment form and go to the details. And the application for using this in the real life is if you are filling out forms and you want to have an answer or a value put into a form that you're filling every time that it's filled. In this instance, the question is, was document imported and saved as certificate? And if I wanted to, I could put no. It would force the user every time they fill that form to change the answer from no to yes. Otherwise, the no is on there and the form is incorrect. If you've got a value that you want to put in, the answer is yes. You can also use this on dates. You can use this on drop downs, and you can use it on text. You can use it on numbers. If there's a number that you want to be put in there automatically so that there's an answer. For my application in this particular one, it's going to be text. I'm going to put the answer no, so that when I fill the form, that I actually have to change that. So you would save, and then you'll want to go to an asset. So I'll just go to my valve that I had on the previous function, and I'm going to fill a form. And I'm going to fill that COC attachment. And when I go to fill form, you're going to see right here that the answer is no. And it's already in there. It's already been pre-populated. So I'd have to change that to yes. And then I would sign it. Save it. Pass it. And then it will show up here as one of my forms that I have passed. Okay, so that is on the asset default, on the form defaults. Any questions on that one? Charles, do you have any questions on that one? Can this be used on custom forms that we created? Yes, it can. Yes, it can be used on custom forms. Yes, now there is a list of in the email that I sent out for the invitation for the webinar, there's a list of the attributes. I'm sorry, I said attributes, but they're not really attributes on the COC attachment on the field types that will work and won't work. So you can put in chip IDs. You'll know because there'll be a value either blank over here or not. You'll notice signature doesn't have a default value. We don't want someone having their signature be a default on every form that's filled. We'd want the person to have whoever is there. So asset images are not, asset status is not, attribute references are not, auto increments are not, but chip IDs are, dates. So you'll know just by choosing which field type you want, whether or not it's going to be available for a default value or not. Okay, so why don't I go back then to the web, and I will show you the ability to run a report. We're going to run a report on the mobile app. So this is a new feature as well. You'll see that there is a button on the mobile app now for reports. You just click on the button, and you'll need to know the report name. So I'm going to do a summarized report, and then you'll need to know an order number. Currently, it's an order number or it is a customer PO. In the future, and I believe it's coming out this next week, there is an ability to change customer number and order number in the custom labels to a different name. So if the order number was changed to a ticket number, then ticket number would show up on there rather than the order number. And currently, it's just an option between an order number and a customer number, but you'll be able to do those custom fields very soon. You use work order, perfect. The work order will show up. It's just a matter of making sure that you've got those the right number for that. That is the primary thing, is having the right number. Once you've got all your information in, then you will choose confirm. Oops, I need to choose confirm on the tablet, not on the screen. And then your report comes up. And you noticed it didn't take very long for that to happen at all. And my report then will it's a summarized report. Now, the reports that you can do are only those that are chosen in your field. I'm going to go ahead and click done. You'll notice on the summarized report, these are the only reports that are able to be done. The completed ops, the description quantity, a failed iron report, the inventory progress, iron cert, and summarize. Those are the ones that are available for this tenant. So running a customized report on the app is not a possibility at this time. Those have to be done on the web. But the ones that show up as the more commonly run ones, the completed ops, description quantity, summarized, and I believe, I'm not sure if the iron cert is or not, but I'll check on that and then do an update. But you'll want to make sure, even if you're in offline mode, that you do have an internet connection. So TESSALink actually connects with Adobe to create the PDF. So if you're in the offline mode with no internet, obviously you're not going to have connection to Adobe and won't be able to create that PDF. So you have to be in online mode or in offline mode with an internet connection. Okay, so that is the reports. Carl, since you're here, we're doing this for you. Do you have any questions about the reports? Okay. All right, so we did the reports and we've done our default values, asset lists. It's time now. Let me show you our So this is going to be this is our proposed new home page. You'll notice that I have labeled what it is. This is the home page. Let's see if I can make this a little bit larger for you. This is the proposed home page. I did this on my iPad 10.2. This is in landscape mode. Previously, these were buttons that were just in a list. They were vertical with the names. Now they're buttons that are more descriptive. And we believe they're easier to reach for especially for the person who has a tablet or a phone in one hand and a scanner or an asset in another. If you're using a tablet, obviously you're going to have to hold the tablet with one hand and type with the other. That's what it looks like in landscape. This is what it looks like in the portrait mode. And it really depends on what you have permissions to be able to do as to what this will look like. That is on the iPad. And the space at the bottom is there because there are other capabilities that the iPad, or I'm sorry, not the iPad, but the software has. And there may be more buttons that will be put in that space. I'm going to go ahead and show you also, this is my home page on the iPhone 12 Pro. So that's for the iPhone 12 Pro. And that's everything that I have access to. So I have access to that hose ship to shore timer that others don't, because it's not a functioning um, customers, just for one customer that we have. But everything else that's on there, we put it in such a way. We put the search and create at the bottom, so that when you're holding your phone, that you'll be able to touch that with your thumb. Also, the reports and the frac log is used the most. My jobs and batch at the top, because those are used less often. And then just for grins, well, maybe I didn't. I was going to put a picture on there in landscape on the phone, because some people have huge phones and they like to use their phone for landscape. I did not, wasn't able to get a picture on there. But I am going to send out an update following this webinar, and it'll be an email to everybody that received an invitation to come to the webinar. And I'll include those pictures as well as an update to anything that was covered here that we didn't either get right, that I either didn't get right or left out, or was something that I needed to be sure and include. So we'll cover that as well. And then we'll have the video for the webinar up. This is Thursday. It'll be probably tomorrow or maybe Monday morning, just making sure that we have enough time to get all that taken care of. But the update for the email will be out probably tomorrow morning, maybe this afternoon, if we have enough time to get everything put together. But that's it for the webinar this time. Thank you, especially Charles. Thank you for being here. Appreciate you being a continued customer and partner with us in the software. And on the time change you talked about, can that be done on all forms, on the name change? The name change on all forms. Yeah, so the name change is for custom, and I can actually show you on the work order number. Let me go to here. It's actually in tenant preferences. And the custom labels are here. And so you would make the changes in your custom label here. And that custom label is for all forms, yes. So when you change your customer order to work order, or order number to work order number, or work number, yes. Work order number, yes. Those will change for all the forms that it's going to appear on, in all the different places that those will appear. You actually have the capability if you were to put work order and the number, see, it won't take a number there, so it's just work order. And then in the advanced, you have the ability then to also put in where it's going to show up in different places and how it's going to show up. So you can actually put work order in there. So instead of order number, it comes up work order. Let's see if it'll take number. Can have more than 15 characters. Let's see if it'll take the actual, nope. So it'd have to be work order. But if you'd like, can you show how you got there again, please? Absolutely. I went there kind of fast. Sorry about that. So I actually came here to user, and then I chose tenant, and then I chose tenant preferences. And then when you get to this page, the tenant preferences page, it'll be on reports. And then you've got your custom labels here on the third tab. So from home page, you'll go to user, tenant, tenant preferences, and then custom labels. Correct. That's right. User, tenant, tenant preferences. And then go to custom labels, and you can change those custom labels to meet whatever needs you have for those. I could help show you that. And if you want to to make contact with me. I'd be more than happy to walk you through anything else that you have questions about, for sure, Charles. Okay, that'll do it for us today. Then I will get out that email either this afternoon or tomorrow morning, and we'll get the video put up. Thank you, Charles. Appreciate you being here. Have a great day, and we'll have another webinar towards the end of the month, and probably have some more features out by then. Appreciate you being here. Have a great day.